Hi everyone, I hope everyone's well. We're back today for the market update with ZoomX from MubeStars. So today we're going to take a look at what BTC has been up to. We had a nice top at 713,800, and since then we've retraced quite violently. So how's it going? Our previous ATH. We're going to put it here. It was at 7,800. You're looking at weekly. And you can see that here we have an interesting wick, and that this interesting wick, the last top. You can see that here the close of this candle was below the wick. So we kind of climbed above it, and we have the wick retraced below. So when you're in a setup like this, you've created a weekly level here. And so the wick came back through the weekly level and went back down into the first POI, which was just below. So this POI, let's go and see in 15 minutes what it's been like. We can see in 15 minutes that your market has gone down. Let's check something with the RSI. My lowest peak is in this zone. Then we create the div, we bounce, we make the cat, and then we create our wave 5. Is this wave 5 finished? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's possible. Now we're going to validate that. We'll have to win the 63,420 zone first of all, and then the rest. For today, the setups that you may want to look at. You currently have a bounce in the interesting zone. Now this zone could well be swallowed up too. The right setup could be the current zone. We do something like this, we start again. So this is what's here. We've done this. There, if we go back above and come back down, we'll have the other long. In the idea, if you take this up, behind you could potentially put a Fibo to resume the movement and go higher. Now if we don't manage to go back above here, we continue to come down. We'll probably try to go higher than this before trying to make an upward movement. Okay? So what we need to do is re-jump nothing at all. Wait to see if we break the structures, and if they do break, then we plan for the long. If they don't break, we wait lower. Because this is the next zone that could bring us a bounce, the lot. And in the event that the lot here doesn't bring us a bounce, we'd have to zoom out a little further to go into HCAT and take the last complete movement that went up to eventually see where the 61/8s are, and there, as we can see, 61/8, 65% aligned with daily plus weekly. So in the event that we were to drop, here's a very, very, very big recharge zone. The 51,000, very, very, very big recharge zone if we were ever to go into it. Okay? For the moment, if you've opened your long here in this box, your first TP is the daily, which is here. Then you can have a second TP on the high here. All right? And you can keep a small bag to eventually, if we re-break this high, to go higher. But your two major TPs are on this daily and this daily for the current BTC in 4 hours. So the long one, we can trigger it here to go there and there. We could potentially trigger it under the lot if we ever get an SFP. Okay? And we have one last zone for triggering a long, which is located here. So right now, we're in this one. If we ever close below this wick, it cancels this play, and it cancels this one too, if we close below it. Now if we come here, wick a little below, and a pro goes back up. It doesn't necessarily take out my trade because I'm a little wider at the wick level, but it could trigger a new setup here, in case it's one of ours, for example. Okay? So, in the current zone, I don't see any shorts to be taken. Maybe if we go back up on the daily, if we don't manage to make a new high, we might have a short at that point. But as things stand, you can see that the alts are on the way up again today. It's already been 3 or 4 days since the 14th, so we've been dropping for a good week. And so now, in my opinion, it's the right time to possibly make a small pullback and a small short squeeze to get out all those who have shorted these levels. Okay. So if you missed the entry at 61,000 here, wait for a pullback. If we're above the highs here, wait for a pullback to 61.8 to try and get back in, okay? And keep playing the range until we break it. Right now you've got a low here. You've got a high here. This is your range. And as long as we stay in it, we're in the range and we're playing the range, okay? So there you have it. That's today's market update. I hope it's been helpful. You've got the long zones, the short zones. It's up to you to identify what's going on in your zones. Hopefully, it's been helpful. I wish you a good trading week, and I'll see you next week. Ciao, everyone.